Good evening, everyone. Hello and welcome to A Course in Miracles discussion, followed by Chanting for Change. I'm Teri Angel here with my co-host Karen Palmer. Hi, Karen.
Hi.
And we have a beautiful family in to discuss the lesson tonight, which is lesson number 12. Wow. I was saying to Ruth today, this month is already almost half over. It's like, what the heck? We just started. But anyway, we have Chris and Jean and Charlie in with us, and hopefully more people will jump in here. And Karen, would you go ahead and get us started with tonight's lesson, please?
Yes. So this is another short lesson, and again, I just encourage us and invite us to slow down the busyness of all of our thinking. Feel yourself dropping down into your heart. Feel that ease of just being right here. Nothing to do, nothing to say, no one to be, just listening. Tolerance for pain may be high, but it is not without limit. Eventually, everyone begins to recognize, however dimly, there must be a better way. I bring that sentence into my awareness so many times during the day, and I remind myself of the conversation that Bill and Helen, who were together when they were receiving these messages, when they were arguing and they were trying to figure out how can we all get along. And this was the message. There must be a better way. That's how the Course in Miracles came about. So I just encourage us to think about that throughout everything that comes in our experiences and all the challenges that we come in that we face, that as something shows up, we just gently give that right over to Spirit and say, there must be a better way. I don't want to keep doing things the way that I've been doing them. I love having a teacher and a guide that helps me in everything I do. And I like being a happy learner. I'm not going to resist this anymore. So that's just where my heart is right now. I really believe that this course is an incredible gift for everyone on the planet. And there's only certain people who are ready to hear it, and that's okay. People are only go as far as they can, and that's okay. I'm going all the way. And I know there is a better way, and I'm going to continue to constantly trust in that. Trust, rest, and listen, and really, really listen, because I feel so, so blessed to have a teacher and a guide that is helping.
Beautiful, Karen. And you know, I've said those words many times. There must be a better way. And when we do that, it's almost like we send our brain out on assignment, because our brain then says, oh, let me see if I can find one. So I love that that was the impetus for A Course in Miracles to be downloaded to Helen. It's like, here you go. There is a better way. It's for humans to get out of their own way and to get back to basics and back to what's real inside, and that is love. It's the only thing there is. And that's really what the Course is teaching us, how to find that is the reality. It's just love. So yeah, I love this lesson too. So do we want to talk about the homework before we talk about lesson 12? Did anybody do your homework? Jean did. You're muted though, honey.
Okay, can you hear me?
Mhm.
Okay. This was the first time that, you know how Pam says that it may sound silly and ridiculous to you, but just do it. I think this was the first time I felt like it was kind of silly. I kept doing it and I kept, well, what am I don't understand what I'm supposed to exactly learn from this, because I had already realized that, you know, these things were not really what they looked like. They were what I put the meaning on. So you know, I'm kind of anxious to go into the next lesson and see, you know, what that's going to be about. I mean, I do understand there was a purpose for it, but it did seem a little silly after all the things we've done. I'm sorry. That's the first time I've said anything negative. So
Well, that
Silly
wasn't
negative.
no, that was your truth.
Yeah, it's nothing to be sorry about. It's your perspective.
Yeah.
I'm defective.
All perspectives are welcome here.
Yes.
Oh, I thought she said I was defective. And I said, well, yeah, I know I'm defective, but
No. Cancel, clear, delete that.
All perspectives. All
I-
perspectives are welcome
I heard
here.
wrong.
I just did it and it felt, I don't know, I felt like at ease or relieved after it, you know. It was just, yeah. It was like I was connecting or something. Yeah. It was good. It was a good one.
Chris?
In my fourth time to make mozzarella sticks to a night with keto with flour, the almond with flour, Teri. I need to make with them for the wheat, and they came out really good.
Okay. Hey,
Chris. We have Suzanne with us and Isabel. Y'all have something you want to share? Just jump right in there with your comments. Yeah, so the lessons, you know, some of them do seem like they're redundant, but there's just that small little shift that's taking us into bringing it more personal. At first, it was like open, all general, like, you know, that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean, I don't know what that means. But now it's bringing it really into our experience and what it does show us and what it means to us. So I encourage you to stick with it, because that's the progress it's going to make. It's going to go more and more personal as we go along, so that we can start rewiring. And I love that Pam calls this lesson 12. She says, first, rewire the inner life. And I love that. So, Karen, did you want to share anything from yesterday's lesson? or yesterday's.
Yeah, again, like I said, I just feel that I'm really enjoying them, and I don't have any resistance. I don't feel like I need to understand anything. I feel like I'm just, it's been very, very helpful to me. I'm using them, the way that they've been said to be used. I'm not going over the 5 times. I'm really listening to the guidance, just like what Charlie was saying. I feel like it's just, there's an ease because there's like a guidance that is kind of taking over, and I'm just kind of jumping on the sailboat and letting the sailboat take me to the next lesson, which I love. This next lesson that we have today, I really like this one. And so, but I'd love to hear what Pam has to say about this lesson.
I love Pam's chapter about this lesson. And
I think I do too. I think I remember it.
So this lesson was, she tells the story about after 9/11 and the young journalist who wrote the story about the Texas vigilante who walked into a mini mart and shot somebody just because of the way he looked. And so then she talks about this guy that wrote the book, and he was Indian. And she said he's 30-something, politically liberal. And the other day, this middle-aged white guy came to install a stove in his apartment. And so the white guy asked, "So, where are you from?" And immediately, his spidey senses went out, and he's like, "Oh, here we go again." And he chose, though, to have a better thought. And so rather than being a smart ass and giving that answer, he said that he was born in Cleveland, but that his family was from India. And the guy that was there to install the stove just had this wonderful response about having a family member and an in-law that was from India, and how she had changed that family's life with her beliefs and her acceptance and her joy. So the moral of that story is you just never know. Don't jump to the worst possible scenario. Don't think, I'm going to see this, I'm going to put my meaning. What does the lesson say? I don't have it in front of me now, but instead of giving it our meaningless thought of what we think it's going to be, you may be pleasantly surprised if you just step back and say, my meaningless thoughts, they don't mean anything, and I'm going to just go into this with an open heart, whatever the situation is. So I love the spin that she put on it, and how she brings it down to like an everyday thing. We all encounter people that are different from us and don't have those preconceived ideas that everybody is prejudiced, or everybody is racist, or everybody wants to kill you, whatever your preconceived notion might be. And just let it unfold. Let the miracle happen. That's what I see with this. That when we can let go of those meaningless thoughts that we assign to it, we can be open to receive the miracle. So I loved her teaching, Karen. I just loved how she just brings it all down to earth. And that's Pam. She's very down to earth.
Okay, so we want to hear the lesson for lesson number 12.
Let's do it.
All right.
Yeah.
I am upset because I see a meaningless world. The importance of this idea lies in the fact that it contains a correction for a major perceptual distortion. You think that what upsets you is a frightening world, or a sad world, or a violent world, or an insane world. All these attributes are given it by you. The world is meaningless itself. These exercises are done with eyes open. Look around you, this time quite slowly. Try to pace yourself so that the slow shifting of your glance from one thing to another involves a fairly constant time interval. Do not allow the time of the shift to become markedly longer or shorter, but try instead to keep a measured, even tempo throughout. What you see does not matter. You teach yourself this as you give whatever your glance rests on equal attention and equal time. This is a beginning step in learning to give them all equal value. As you look about yourself, as you look about you, say to yourself, I think I see a fearful world, a dangerous world, a hostile world, a sad world, crazy world, a wicked world, and so on, using whatever descriptive terms happen to occur to you. If terms which seem positive rather than negative occur to you, include them. For example, you might think, I see a good world, or I see a satisfying world. If such terms occur to you, use them along with the rest. You may not yet understand why these nice adjectives belong in these exercises, but remember that a good world implies that a bad world and a satisfying world implies an unsatisfying world. All terms which cross your mind are suitable subjects for today. For today's exercise, their seeming quality does not matter. Be sure that you do not alter the time intervals between applying today's idea to what you think is pleasant and what you think is unpleasant. For the purpose of these exercises, there is no difference between them. At the end of the practice period, add, but I am upset because I see a meaningless world. What is meaningless is neither good nor bad. Why then should a meaningless world upset you? If you could accept the world as meaningless and let the truth be written upon it for you, it would make you indescribably happy. But because it is meaningless, you are impelled to write upon it what you would have it be. It is this you see in it. It is this that is meaningless in truth. Beneath your words is written the word of God. The truth upsets you now, but when your words have been erased, you will see His word. This is the ultimate purpose of these exercises. 3 or 4 times is enough for practicing the idea for today, nor should the practice periods exceed a minute. You may find even this too long. Terminate the exercises whenever you experience a sense of strain. And the short lesson. Insane thoughts are upsetting. They produce a world in which there is no order anywhere. Only chaos rules a world which represents chaotic thinking, and chaos has no laws. I cannot live in peace in such a world. I am grateful that this world is not real, and that I need not see it at all unless I choose to value it. And I do not choose to value what is totally insane and has no meaning.
I really like this lesson.
Powerful, powerful words.
And I just want to read this part. I understand that I don't have to make a new world or even figure out what the world should look like. I just have to clear my mind of what I think it should be and let reality shine through. That's hard enough. Thank goodness that's all I have to do. Just not assign it a label. That's what it comes down to. You know, those labels that we use all the time. It's good, it's bad, it's ugly, it's beautiful. You know, it's hard. Stop assigning labels and just look at it with an open mind and an open heart. That's our only job. So I love this lesson. It takes all that responsibility off of us to judge, doesn't it? To judge and criticize and to have to think of something in a certain light. It's just, nope, let me just be. And that's where the peace comes in, is when we can just be without having all that responsibility on us of judging it. So I really like this lesson, and I just wanted to see if you all have any thoughts about it before we end this part of the show.
Well, they're telling us to think that we see, a crazy, wicked, or, I think I see a crazy world, a wicked world. I think I see a good world, a cold world, a depressed world. And then, and you're telling us we're not supposed to. And then I guess I see a meaningless world. Then we're supposed to end it with that, like after we're done all crazy everything else. I guess that's the gist of it. I'm just
basically just asking spirit to reveal to you what is the real world. Can you show me the real world? Can you show me what you would have me see? How you would have me see this? How it's not that you're going to change the world in any way. It's that, and the world itself is meaningless because the world itself is neutral. It has no set. We give it the meaning that it has and everyone has their own movie playing out. Everyone has their own, you see things completely different than I see things. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that when we ask for help with spirit will help us to see the absolute oneness in all and help us to see, because when we are looking at a meaningless world, when we are accepting that it's in a meaningless world, we open ourselves up, we open our mind, and we open to a new idea and ask that a new idea be shown to us, a new idea of how would God have us see this? How would spirit guide us to see the world? And if we have already in our mind a kind of a mindset, like, I already know what the world is. I know everything there is to know about this world. I've been here 56 years. I can be here. I know everything there is to know. If you are in that space, there's a closed mind. There's no room for a new perspective or a new idea to even, have a space. So what the lesson is asking us to do is open our mind to see the world through the eyes of love, through the eyes of endless possibility, through the eyes of endless joy. And when we open to that, that's when the miracles happen.
It really is. And it's like, it's building on all those other lessons that we've already done, where we recognize that things in our past are what we use to put a label on something and to think of it a certain way. So now you're asked to see the world as neutral, to see it as it's meaningless. It doesn't have any meaning. It's only what we assign to it that brings that meaning forward. So like Karen said, when you ask, okay, can you just show me God, show me spirit, show me angels, whatever you're calling on to help you to understand this lesson, just say, show me. Yeah, and like Suzanne says, I just let go and float along. We don't even have oars for this one. We just like let that world show up for us. And it's like, oh, look at that. There's a world there. And not go into, oh, it might be cruel. It might harm me. You know, all of these what ifs that brings us anxiety and fear, but go into it with an open mind. And what if it's beautiful? What if it's an amazing world? So just be open. And
That last part you read, which book did you read it out of? I like the way you said it.
yeah,
It's just a little, it's
Sparkle.
just,
Is it the
that's
sparkle?
from the sparkly edition. That is the one that I talked to you about. That's the little one.
I don't know. It was
the one that I read.
that you
Oh.
read.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a study on A Course in Miracles that I'm doing along with the books that I'm reading. And so that it's just a different way of explaining it, I think, even more fully. And I
I
love,
like the way it was said.
yeah, I loved how they talked about this.
Is that a book we can get?
It's not a book, it's just a study guide.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's from a place called Pathways of Light, Lesson Insights.
Okay.
Yeah, so I draw on that. I just want to say
I had
John Thaddeus Fiore real quick. Hi, John.
Hi, John. I
The
had-
motto of man.
Go ahead, Jean.
I have to say one thing. When we say it's a meaningless world, that to me is kind of negative. I liked what Karen said, it being neutral. Neutral sounds better because meaningless to me seems negative. You know, oh, that's meaningless to me is like negative. So I like the way you said neutral. Yeah, that I think that's
Words are all just symbols. They're
Just
you know, some words you're gonna say,
Word.
oh, I like how she said that. And then some words you're gonna say, I don't like that. But that's all your conditioning. That's all your programming, you know.
Of course it is. Yeah.
If we like it or if we don't like it, that's why I'm just, if it comes up, you know, that you find that you like it or you don't like it, you know, just be neutral to yourself. Like just say, I don't really, you know, I had the hardest time with the word God for the longest time. I had the hardest time with the word God and the word Father because of my upbringing and because of my programming and because of my, and I had to, that was the false self. That was never the true self. And so you have to ask yourself, who is upset by the word meaningless?
Me? Yes. I think that that's why I said that in the future, we won't even use words because words are horrible.
The words they get us very, very, very confused as humans.
If you are communicating or you're with someone, the feelings are going to be given to us of what they mean, what they want, without using words like you say that we have put meaning on in certain different ways.
And then that goes right with, it's a meaningless world. Just look at it as I haven't put any meaning on it. I haven't given it an assigned label. It's neutral. That's really what we're talking about.
Neutral.
Right.
I like neutral.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so we're out of time. Hello to Tamara Collins. Thank you for being here. And Joanne Castrillo. Hi, everyone. All right. Well, what a discussion tonight. I can't wait to see what happens when you all do this exercise. And just when you say that, meaningless. Just know that that's what it's trying to portray.
Change it to neutral, to your, change
wanna
the
use
word to
neutral.
neutral. I used to change the word God to love all the time and kindness.
That's
And I
sweet.
used to change the word, just change the word to whatever word feels good to you.
Yeah.
It's just a symbol.
Yep. There's no right or wrong way.
There's no right or
that's-
wrong.
there's
Wrong.
Just a
no right or
symbol.
wrong. Yeah. All right. So we do have to get on with our chanting. Thank you, everyone who came in. Love you so much. Thank you for coming to the discussion. I'm going to turn the live stream off of the groups. So Karen, if you would start talking about our first
Yeah,
chant that we're
so
going
our
to-
first chant we're going to do is Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha, and we will do that 3 times slow, and then we'll do 108 times all together as our beautiful family. Beautiful Auntie Jean will let us know when we get to that magic number, and then beautiful Teri Angel will lead us in a short meditation on freedom, and then we'll go into our second chant. So we declare that all obstacles be removed. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. We declare that all barriers, conflicts, and violence be removed. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. We declare that all illusions and illness be removed. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.
Son. Kana.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. 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 Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam
Ganapataye Namaha.
Gam
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.
Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Namaha.
Let's go into our heart with the breath. Just breathe in all that love. Breathe in the energy of freedom, which is what happens when we let go. Just be in your heart right now. Open up to miracles, open up to whatever is being shown to you as we do these chants. And the next chant is known as the miracle chant. So that's where we're going in our high vibration. And we have our miracle Marlene. Hi, Marlene. Thank you for coming in. And Tamara stayed with us for the chanting. And thank you, Tamara, for being here. So, Karen, we're going into Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Okay, this is where we let the miracles flow. So this is where we will chant 3 times slow, and then we'll chant 108 times all together as our beautiful family. Beautiful Auntie Jean will let us know when we get to that magic number, and beautiful Teri Angel will lead us in the next part of our session. So we declare that all are accepting, aligning, allowing, and awake. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. We declare that all are happy and healthy. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. We declare that all live in peace and harmony and are open and ready to receive miracles. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. 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 Nam Myoho Renge Kyo,
Kyo.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, 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 Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho 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 Renge Kyo,
Let's take that breath again, go back into our hearts. And now we're going to focus on love. Love, compassion, joy, peace, all those beautiful energies we're going to hold in our heart while we chant Om 3 times. Om is the cosmic sound of God. And we want to give all glory and honor to the Creator. And then stay in your hearts for just a moment for the heart brain. Then we're going to give our love to the world. So take that deep breath in, focus on love, and let's begin the chanting of Om. Now we invite you to hold that love in your heart. Feel it deep, deep inside. Take a big breath and release that love out into the world. Just share it where it needs to go. It knows whose heart to touch. It knows which direction to flow in. So our only job is to give. Breathe it in and breathe it out. Sharing love into the world, care and peace into our world. Om Shanti Shanti. Om Peace.
Peace.
Peace. May this love that we flowed out into the world find its place where it needs to touch a heart tonight. And may peace prevail on our earth. Om Shanti. Oh, what a beautiful night together. Such a great discussion earlier. And then we come here and chant for peace and love and joy in our world. And every night when we come together, we make a declaration that there is peace on this earth. And Chris, would you lead us in this tonight?
Yeah, I am on the we, the present and peace, honor, and be kind to Mama Kaya and the angels. And I see a lot of miracles this year happening for me. 1, 2, 3.
We
We
declare
declare that there is peace on earth,
And
and we declare that peace begins inside of us.
So it is.
always,
Forever.
ever.
Amen.
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 And Charles, what you got for us?
That would be, we are a group known as
Peace.
Peace. And hearing this, you too are a P for peace, wanting more love and peace in our world. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And our Grace was here. She'd tell us that the hills are alive. with the
Why?
chanting we did tonight. And it went out far and wide and smiles on everyone's faces because Marietta told us that spirit magnifies incredible loving energy. And that happens with our smile that we give to each other. That is part of being kind to each other, is showing that love through our smiles. So thank you, everyone who came in tonight. And thank you to our beautiful chanting family right here, Charlie and Chris and Jean and Karen and me.
And the four-way baby too with Sonny Waking came in. Middle of the chanting. And
Christine.
So Gracie, if you're listening to this, we send you so much love, honey. And we want to say good night, Gracie. We love you and hope you're doing well. So come back tomorrow and we'll do it again. And stay in your hearts and stay blessed. We'll see you then. And we leave you with
Namaste.
bye, everyone. See you tomorrow.
Bye.